Now, Power FM presenter Oheneba Buama Beni, who was jailed some 14 days for contempt of court, has been released from the Nsawam prison after serving his term. Now, an Accra High Court, presided over by Justice Elfreda Dinchi on February 19, in addition to the jail term, fined the broadcaster some 3,000 Ghana cedis after the Attorney General charged him with contempt over his claims against the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and judges. A 36-year-old was found guilty of breaching the peace and publishing false news. Now, this morning, some members of the opposition NDC were at the Nsawam prison to welcome the broadcaster out of the prison gates. And as you can see in the pictures there, very joyous smiles, but great indications there. But we have to get into the subject, especially speak to the Deputy Director of Operations for the broadcasting company that he works for, the XYZ company, and Erica Hianyo is on phone to speak to us. Now, you take a look at the instance and the justice that was meted out to your colleague. How is the gentleman himself faring currently?
I can tell you in confidence that he is very motivated. He's in high spirit, most especially because of the support he received on the very day that he was sentenced. Within the time frame, we have taken him through some debriefing or some form of counseling to condition him to be able to start work immediately.
Are there any other conditions that he's supposed to be meeting, or him by himself, I mean?
Okay, so when he was jailed, he was actually supposed to pay 3,000 cedis to the court. So if that fine had not been paid, he was going to serve additional 2 weeks in jail. But fortunately, we were able to raise the money, and that was paid. He was kept at the ministry's police station for 3 days to go through the COVID-19 testing processes before eventually he served the remaining term at Nsawam. I can tell you that there is no other condition he has to satisfy. He's now working a free man. And in fact, when we spoke to him today, management had wanted him to take some days off to at least reorganize his thoughts and resume work. But Oheneba appears to be energized. And as we speak tonight, he says he's going back to continue his program. And I'm sure that alone is satisfying. I can also tell you that we have taken the wide looked at holistically. We have our own reservation about the processes and what he has been taking through, but we are grateful to God that he's back, he's fit, very strong, and almost ready to come back and continue what he was doing.
At the center of all this is, of course, the charges for which he was found guilty for publication of false news, but that also, because of what has happened in the recent past, has brought to the fore the issue about free speech, how free we are as media people to be able to do our work. All the experiences he's gone through, is it likely to influence the way he works and the way and the content that he broadcasts usually?
There are two things management is taking note of seriously. One, to ensure that they are not intimidated in any way by any group of people or anybody who has an interest in what he does. And so we are going to give him full support to continue what he's doing. Again, we also take a consideration of the concerns raised by key stakeholders in the media industry about what we put out, the kind of messages we churn out, double checking what you speak about, and to be sure that our staff do not go through these unnecessary frustrations. But we are taking consolation in what the Speaker of Parliament has put out there as a challenge to key stakeholders, Media Foundation for West Africa, GJ, GEBA, and of course other key institutions like the National Media Commission, to take a second look at what appears to be being exploited by government in the form of the subtle introduction of the criminal libel law under the Electronic Communications Act, which is now in force. But I can tell you that management will ensure that staff don't feel intimidated by this action. Again, all those who visited him at the prisons, those who even counseled him even before he went, because when the judgment was passed, he was a bit confused. I can tell you, every human being will not be very comfortable. But Akugan, Mugabe, Masi, who had gone through that process, remember the Muntietri incident.
Yeah. They were hand to give him some support. Right. So let me just let you go. But you're saying that he's at full blast this evening, despite all that he's gone through?
Yes.
Full blast this evening?
Full blast this evening, 7 p.m. I'm sure he's starting as you are also presenting your news.